Fire for your mind. The kosher clinician. Are modern women willing or worthy enough to protect the ego of a man or his six? The six, as it relates to the military, refers to having his back. Many times men in relationships feel like they don't have the proper elements as it relates to that relationship because the woman in their life does not have their best interest. In this show, we're going to have a classic examination by the feminine Chantel Simone as we talk about the intricacies and the dynamics associated behind willing, or more or less if, a woman is protecting a man's six. Many times women bellow in these communities of YouTube that they don't have the protection of a man. But the question remains that is she willing to protect his ego? Because many times in a relationship must be a mutual exchange or a transaction where the woman is benefiting and where the man is benefiting. But with 70 to 90% of divorces often initiated by women, many men feel that many times they don't have the proper wherewithal to have the protection that they need as men. Are modern women willing to protect the ego of a man? Are modern women willing to protect his six? Sit back, relax, and enjoy me as I bring it to you live from the greatest state in the union, the Tar Heel State. And I need you guys to remember this as I drop some fire for your mind. If it ain't seven, it ain't kosher. If it ain't kosher, it ain't right. There are 7 steps that a man must go through in order to become an optimized male, and understanding female psychology and how female psychology impacts the mental and physical health of a man is vital for sustainable relationships and communities long term. Be well and go check out Chantel Simone on her YouTube channel and tell her that I, the kosher clinician, sent you. Enjoy.
Got to ask herself the question, is she willing to protect his ego? Protecting his ego, Chantel, is predicated on honor, respect, loyalty, and trust. Many men are in predicaments when they are dealing with modern women to the point that a man loses his job. He's wondering, is she going to stay with me? Men are wondering, will she divorce me and take half of what I got? And so the way you protect a man's ego is being a disciplined woman mentally yourself. You ask the question, what does that mean? Well, a woman is able to corral her feelings for the sake of the mission of her man is a woman that's willing to protect her ego, his ego. The greatest thing that a woman can give a man is honor and respect. The gospel never told the woman to love the man, but it told her to honor, respect, and obey her husband. But Paul commissioned the man to love his wife like Christ loved the church. So women are insular, meaning they are inward. So a woman needs the love, affection, and adulation of.
And ladies, that's what many don't understand is that if you want the honor, love, and respect of a man, you're going to be willing to protect his ego. If you're not willing to protect his ego, which is his pride, and his pride can be decimated when you're not loyal and when you're not more or less cooperating, then that man cannot give you his best. We're not talking about dusty men. We're talking about good, noble men that are going to give a woman the proper recourse for being loyal and honorable when he's in a time of distress or when he's trying to meet his mission and duties as a man.
Of a man. But what a man needs is that honor, respect, and knowing that his woman got his six when he's in a state of more or less precariousness, meaning he might lost his job, he might became impotent, he can provide for like he used to. Will she be able to corral?
And having his six is similar to a military term. In the military, when they're in the throes of war, because relationship could be like war, whether it's external, meaning outside of the home, or whether it's inside of the home, protecting his six, it's like saying, I got his back. But many men are saying that the modern woman does not have his back, and because of that, many men are saying, then what is the benefit to getting married when she doesn't have your back?
Her feelings for the sake of the mission. Will she be there for me? Will she be there for me through good and bad, sickness and in health? And, many men feel that modern women, some don't meet that tall task or duty.
And it ties into the topic that we're going to talk about today, because, you know, that whole independent mindset, I got my own. So one slip up, you know, like I lost a job, I can just leave, you know. I think many modern women aren't seeing it from men's perspective when we walk around and call ourselves strong, independent. I want to go back to what you said women are looking for in men. You said it was affection. I don't want to misquote you.
Right. So most women are looking for well, you know, it's layered, but the main thing that a woman wants from a man is the emotion of love. Women love to feel loved by a man. A woman likes for a man to grab her by the hand and say, baby, I love you, I got you. Because women are insular. Insular means they are built inward. They're inward. Women are very insular. And so the gospel tells the man to love the wife like Christ loved the church, because women are creatures of feelings. The woman feels the world, the man projects the world. He is the sun, meaning he's the radiation. She is the moon, she reflects what the sun gives. The sun gives life to the moon, and then the moon reflects the glory of the sun. And so the woman is the amplification of the masculine covering of her man. And but when that woman is not in synchronicity with that man, then that man can't be the best version of himself. That's why, Chantel, many men are traveling abroad looking for, women from other countries that have been conditioned to be feminine and been conditioned to honor and respect their men. But the thing here in America is that many of our women have been conditioned to be strong and independent and say, I don't need a man, instead of saying, I'm going to be soft and self-sufficient until I get my man. Because men and women were optimized to be synchronized. I did a show about a year ago, said she's been empowered to be depowered. When men and women are working together in synchronicity, they're at their best. But it got to be a power exchange where the man is benefiting as well as the woman is benefiting. Listen, Teddy Pendergrass said it better than me. He said it's so good to love somebody and somebody to love you back. And so she left.
I love that song.
You love the song. but now many times in relationships, Chantel, many men feel like it's not reciprocated. They're feeling like they're not getting the love, affection, and adulation, which in essence has led to affection deprivation. Affection deprivation means that man's affect, and a person's affect is what you see. Whether it's sadness, happiness, depression, his affect has been impacted in a negative way because he's not being honored and respected as a man. He's being more or less browbeating, and many times men say that good is never good enough. So many guys are saying, the hell with it. What's the benefit when she doesn't honor and respect me, or she's strong and independent and she doesn't need me? Because men are at their best when they feel needed. Men need to feel needed in order to fight forward. It makes a man become invigorated when his woman is what, I'll call a feminine oscillator. My man at WAPO said an amplifier. I say an oscillator. Oscillation is like a fan, just like a perfume or aphrodisiac. It sprays on that man, and that man tends to reverberate the essence of what masculinity is. But many men are deprived of true feminine virtue because they've never seen it.
I'm just enjoying this conversation. Oh my gosh, guys, if you please drop the link to Mr. K.
And ladies, what I want you to understand is that you have the power to get the outcomes that you want. Just like men, you have the power. Men and women both can have equal power when they know how to properly broker that power and not more or less become subjects of dysfunctional behavior. And I think that's what many men are doing now. They're beginning to explore their options in different cultures, or just more or less remaining silent.
No, TKC channel in the chat. I'm loving this, and I'm loving this because this is information that many of us Black women did not get when we were younger. Right. Even the whole idea of how men feel loved and how women feel loved is completely different. What we ask for from our partners is completely different. You said men are asking for that respect and that honor, right. And women are asking for that emotional connection. Right. And you see it in society. We were taught, we were programmed to not, as women, not to be too soft, not be too giving, and we weren't told to not give respect, but to the simple fact that we don't want to smile at our men, to the simple fact that how we talk about our men, talk down about our men. Why do you think? I think I know why, but why do you think the complete opposite of what each gender wants, especially in the Black community? from the relationship was pushed so much.
So your question is, if you can fine tune it for me a little bit, dear. Ask the question again.
So based on what I'm observing, it seems as though the exact opposite of what our men want, that's what we were taught. To respect the man, to honor, to be feminine, to be soft, to be self-sufficient. We were taught the exact opposite, to be strong, independent, don't need no man.
Right.
Why do you think that was pushed?
Right. So I think there are two extraneous variables. And what I mean by that, extraneous meaning they're very broad. I think one is the great compromise where our women were more or less told that the black man oppressed them. Black men never had the power to oppress our women at what's called the macro level. Now I'm gonna break it down to you. In the clinical world, we talk about the macro, which is politics. That's the political realm. The meso is the group level, which can be encompassed with the community. But the micro is the individual. Black men never had the power to oppress our women because we were subjugates of the same cause. We were mules and beasts of the same burden. But watch this. I think there's a conscious and unconscious motivation from some of our women, because I think some of our women wanted to be like white women because the white man symbolized power. And because of the power differential between black men and white men, some of our women, not all, some of our women betrayed their men for the right to get the power that they more or less lusted after as related to white women. And so that's why, in my opinion, I think sometimes, Chantel, and shout out to the good sisters that don't do it, you'll see our sisters deal with men, white men that are subpar compared to a super good average black guy. And so I think that's one variable. I think the second variable is what's called vicarious trauma, where that woman got with a dusty dude that she probably got with him based on swag. He was cute, he was good looking, or he made her feel good in the bedroom. And
or he was tall.
Yeah, he
I'm
was
sorry,
tall.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
You're funny. Yeah, or he was tall, and so what she did, because he left her, because what women don't understand is a woman can be a slave to her own nature. And what I mean by that is that most women want the best of the best in the genetic lottery, meaning she want a man that's tall. Like I'm 6'6", 6'5", 6'6" with shoes on. Highly educated, resource provider, a man that can protect, a man that has a vision. Women tend to look past good brothers that might be 5'7", 5'8", 5'9", good men.
So the question remains, ladies, the question remains, are you willing to get the protection from a man? Are you dealing with unconscious pathologies? This was a great show by Chantel Simone. If you are dealing with unconscious pathologies, come see me at kosherclinician@gmail.com. That's kosherclinician@gmail.com to deal with the unconscious pathologies in your head so that you can get the protection and love from a man and so he can feel protected as you both watch each other's six. Be well.